This is IBM Museum. No sooner did I stop recording of the what I believed was a failed OS2 2.0 installation that I had the thought I had that MUL 65SX laying out flat on my bench and had the hard drive, what would normally be regarded as the top of the drive, facing down. And really, for all that, the geometry of or orientation of the drive should not really matter all that much when you talk about the small scale inside those drives of what is happening. But the drive was upside down from even a normal situation, like a desktop system would have it with that label side up. And even though the drive is now on its side, I went through in the thought of, let's put the tower upright. Let's see if it goes through and see if that's having any effect on the hard drive loading the initial portion of that installation. And so with a response from the system now, I am going to go through, and I can probably still keep, I don't want to really tuck in to the desk here, but get my mouse set up to, get my mouse on the pad so it works. And I can learn how to use the mouse. I think I know how to use the mouse. The choice is otherwise install pre-selected features, install all features, and both of those actually kind of seem a little bit boring for me going through and starting out the video. I think I'm going to go through and do a select features to install, just so it tells me a little bit more, and it's just not a defined thing that I don't know what's being installed. I'm not as familiar with OS2 2.0. I may have to get my glasses on, may have to get this on the big screen. Okay, use the mouse or spacebar. Okay, that we'd like to change. And I don't see anything that we'd like to change here. This may be well enough that I just, when I go through with the XGA, maybe I'll just go through a whole new OS2 installation. Okay, CD-ROM, device support, yeah. Fonts, tools and games. I definitely want the OS2 DOS and WinOS2 support. High performance file system. We formatted the drive as FAT, but the file allocation table. But I'm going to keep what it has selected there. Rex, serial device support, serviceability and diagnostic aids, and optional. So it looks like everything is selected here anyway, and you just deselect what you don't want. And there's probably further menus. And I could go through, and I did even find a diskette of the IBM CD-ROM device drivers, like a version 2, a diskette from IBM. I'm going to go through and image that, but might as well have IBM SCSI, because if I go through and install a CD-ROM, I'm going to have it connected to that IBM SCSI adapter. So all our fonts are selected. Optional system utilities. Okay, so everything selected there. And we have enough room on this drive. Tools and games. Okay, all the games. Terminal emulator. Okay. And then the DOS and Win OS 2. Okay. And you can see back in the time frame, there would be people that would probably deselect options for having a smaller drive. And I've near 530 megabytes free at this point, using about 10 megabytes so far. And I need 193 megabytes. Okay. And we're to the second batch of diskettes. So who knew that something as little, and I just thought it was worthwhile to try setting that system upright. And I thought of that before. Okay, now that we have the system upright, I wonder if it'd even be a benefit. Oh, and it has little selections for the diskettes, all the way up to 15. So I'm going to get prepped for that. And I think starting the video where we did, and maybe I'll just have to note on the video description of saying, no, it wasn't a failure. It passed. You just had to set the system upright like it wanted to be. Okay, so we've got those queued up. All the way up to 10. And our little OS2 banner scrolls across. Yeah, I think that would be interesting because I want to go through one video that has the whole installation process. Not the boring sections I can pause over, but I want to have to where I show that installation start to finish and not have an interrupted video or video I have to, like, where I sort something out and I have to pop back in. But I may do that with the XGA adapter. Not to really draw out this whole process. I mean, this has been a number of videos already. But I'm glad being outside like that just doesn't matter to the drive now. But, you know, okay, it was sensitive to being like that, and who knows, maybe This one that was upside down, the original, had so much trouble. Maybe that if that's right side up, maybe it will boot. That boot sector on it'll be to work a little bit better. A little bit over 10 minutes of recording time so far. So I think I'm going to go through and I'll pause and I'm going to update that other video just to say, hey, wait a minute, stay tuned. It's actually in the process of uploading right now. I can change the description to tell people to watch this video to get to see everything launched correctly. Get the mouse over there. So I will be back in just a moment. Okay, and we are coming up on the end of diskette 15. We've progressed through all the way as that chart shows from diskette 6 to diskette 15. And this is where I may get the keyboard in a better position. And get the mouse in a better position. And the pause of going through those diskettes, that was maybe 20, 25 minutes. Okay. Support diskette. And I'm not knowing... Device support diskette. I don't think that we've got... We might just check that out just to see. But I don't think we have any... Okay. Okay, so that's... device driver. If we had anything, any additional okay, and then standard Win OS2 desktop from existing, and we don't have an existing Windows desktop. Okay. And so that path is okay. Okay. And I'm surprised it hasn't told us to check the diskette 15 yet, but Maybe there's some... And there's an additional stack of diskettes. So the printer drivers and other things. And another adapter that I probably want to try is getting an Ethernet adapter on the system. I've still got those SMC adapters, okay. And it talks about wanting those printer driver diskette. I'll just get the whole other stack out. Let's give it the diskette first. Enter. Get the rest of the diskettes. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to scroll through the list of printers just to give... I've got my normal soap bar mouse, so I don't have a scroll wheel. But just to give an idea, and people can pause the video if they need to. Okay, even some HP plotters. Some LaserJet. Okay, and the true IBM printers. And even IBM plotters. Null printer driver. Panasonic. Printers, QMS. And that's the end of it. So I have no default printer. Okay. Take the diskette and press enter, or I guess click on the OK button is also possible. Put those diskettes away. and right at 20 minutes of recording time to get a functional OS2 2.0. Okay. And that's just saying I don't have a SCSI CD-ROM on there. Duh. I could temporarily put one on there. And the hard drive sounds a little bit like popcorn. Really intermittent popcorn popping. Okay, we get an empty dialog. I don't hear anything from the hard drive. And I don't think that this is normal. And it's not telling me to wait or anything. It acts like it almost has trouble drawing to the screen, the complete window, and the mouse. I'm just trying to do things like clicking on title bars. Going to do enter a couple times. So, Control delete doesn't do anything. The hard drive's wasn't being accessed. We know we have that long count. So we went through all that installation process and we still have not got into OS2 2.0. And so what I may do with the XGA adapter during that OS2 installation process, do a complete video. I will have this unit in the upright position like it should be for all the formatting, all the partitioning, all the copying files, everything as it goes over to for the drive to be in that position that it seems to like better than being ultimately upside down inside the case. And I don't think for the drive age, I don't think that with that sled that I removed off the bottom of the drive, it may be a perfectly functional drive with that label facing up And so that may be some drive to put back in a desktop system. The full-size drives that were commonly on the Model 60 and Model 80, those drives should not be sensitive to sitting on their side for normal operation. Even to this day, there's, over the life of the drive, you may have to go through and re-partition and reformat it just to correct for that drift, a little bit of drift over time of the heads not matching up to the data, trying to get the data that they think they're getting. But for everything I know, we shouldn't be getting errors like this. I don't know what that initial, and I don't think it's the SCSI CD-ROM that's causing that fault either, that later fault in OS2. But we're going to see if we get a little bit further, and if not, that's fine too. We've seen the installation process. We haven't seen the loading of OS2 and functioning of OS2. So we don't even have a please wait or a anything other than a blinking cursor here. And again, no drive activity at all. The hard drive is, activity light is out. Enter, Control Delete. So instead of a blue screen, we have a black screen. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end the video, and if I can go through and get an XGA card out, and who knows, I might even grab a network adapter at the same time to put in there, just so we can have everything in there, have the system upright, and see if we can get OS2 installed to function correctly. I don't know if I need to go through another OS2 installation video. It would be nice at the end of the process to, maybe with me with the XGA, to say, okay, here's where I'm at, kind of a resumption of this video that actually gets us into the OS2 2.0. So, more off-the-wall content, more failures, more roadblocks, things that come up that just end in unexpected ways that don't tell me where exactly this system is at right now. What state, what's caused it to fail, what's happened. But there's going to be days like this. You know, Mama told you that. And if you enjoy this content, click on that like button and subscribe to my channel to get notified of all these sorts of failures and dead ends, and where it just doesn't come out to what I expected when I started the video. And that is all I have for now. It's a good place to end. This is IBM Museum. Thank you.